Thank you, and it's a great privilege to finish off this really interesting open forum. I'm aware we are close to time, so I will try to keep this to 5 minutes, and also to say there is a long-form text which everybody we will publish and you can then read afterwards if we have missed any of the subtleties along the way. But as the network of European reading charities, we have had a very good and very productive time for 2 days in Athens. We have been very welcomed. And we have thought a lot, we have discussed a lot, we have collaborated a lot, and we have been inspired. And this is our statement, which I'm reading out on behalf of all of our reading charities and literacy charities about what we are calling for. Before I begin that, I would also just add, listening to the conversations about what teenagers read, if you go back to the 19th century in England, there is a lot of discussion and debate and criticism because young women are no longer reading books about religion. They are going to lending libraries and they are reading novels. And they are reading rubbish like Walter Scott and Jane Austen, which are now our national literature treasures. So we should bear in mind it gets a little complicated. I'm now going to go on to this statement from EURead on reading and literacy. We, the member organisations of EURead, and we represent 34 state, non-governmental organisations and publishing bodies from 23 countries across Europe, are calling on European leaders at regional level, at national level, and at supranational level to recognise the foundational role that reading plays in the development of individual citizens, in the operation of a thriving economy, and in particular in helping to ensure, as we've been talking about today, the functioning of modern democracies. And we are calling for the recognition of 6 principles. And you can see those 34 member countries across there, and we will be publishing this. The first statement on reading and literacy, you can see that there, about the importance of reading and reading critically to personal development. It is very widely evidenced, as colleagues have been talking about, that reading regularly for pleasure improves mental health and well-being, it correlates with achievement across the curriculum, improves social mobility, and enables a full participation in society. Because of its widespread impact on individuals' lives, learning to read and loving reading is, we believe, a fundamental right. Principle 2. The ability to read underpins the functioning of our society in so many dimensions, and as such is everyone's concern. Having citizens who can read to the very best of their ability, the higher level thinking we've been talking about, can improve economic performance, enable better health outcomes, enhance social mobility and improve social cohesion. We need to make sure that the citizens of Europe are regular readers, and it is a matter of concern not just for those who are involved in reading promotion, but for a wide variety of state and non-state actors beyond education and cultural sectors, and includes actors in organisations in the business and commercial world, in healthcare and in regional development. Principle 3, which we have been talking about a lot this evening, having citizens who can read critically is essential if we are to protect our democracies. In an era of disinformation, the ability to interpret information, as our panel have so well spoken, and assess the credibility of statements is essential to the functioning of modern democracies. So we are calling for the promotion of high levels of critical literacy to be a priority for governments and for EU members to form part of the Defence of Democracy package. We also believe that reading needs to begin early. Reading needs to be part of family life from a child's earliest days, and governments should further invest in early years book gifting programmes. There's very widespread scientific evidence of the importance of the first 1,000 days for a child's development. We know that children who are read to when young are more likely to go on to read themselves later, to become reading teenagers and then reading adults. We believe that no child should miss out on the opportunity this presents, and we are calling on governments to further invest in well-evidenced book gifting programmes, and that such programmes should form part of the European Child Guarantee. Principle 5 is that access to a wide range of books, for example, through kindergarten, school libraries, through libraries in the community, and through many, many other routes staffed by skilled information professionals, is essential to focusing a love of reading. Every citizen of a European country, from birth onwards, would benefit from access to diverse reading materials of all kinds and in all different formats, as this helps with the acquisition and maintenance of regular reading habits. We need school and community libraries which are staffed by information professionals who can help people discover their books they will love. And finally, our sixth principle, that reading promotion by a wide range of players needs to be supported. People need encouragement to read, and this is particularly true, we know, for those who have the most to gain from reading regularly. Reading promotion programmes which draw on the expertise of the state and non-governmental organisations, as well as the intellectual capital of authors, of illustrators, of publishers and booksellers, require sustained investment over time in order to create those regular reading habits and to create a Europe which is reading. While these actors may lead on promotional activity, the reading promoters, it is the responsibility of every element of society to signal that reading is something which is highly valued. We're really grateful on behalf of EURead and on all who've hosted us in Athens for your time and attention this evening. I really hope that you download and read the text and you think and you criticise it and you take it forward. And our request is that you go out and take this out to the wider world. We need to be influencing the political establishment because we know from this today that reading and literacy really matters. So thank you.